So I'm going to leave my shoes on, by the way. Carrie did say that they sanitized the floor, although they didn't sanitize it this week. But part of the reason I leave my shoes on is because what I'd like to do, since there are so few of us here, I'd like to get some standing and do some leg strengthening, some balance kinds of things. We haven't been able to do that for a while because we've had and you know, it's just been a little tough to manage that. So if you are all game for standing, we'll be doing that today. And if for some reason you don't feel like you want to stand, you can feel free to stand. That's absolutely fine. Okay. So, okay, thank you for being here. We're coming inside. So, are everybody feeling comfortable being here? Okay, good, good. I think they've done an amazing job at the center. I don't know how many other team centers quite the way they are. Aside from this, we also have, she's got a computer set up here. They're doing this at the same time. So talk about using technology. I don't know, Joyce. I don't know what the story is. No, Ellen is saying no. So in your town hall or not. Oh, and the closed it. Okay, okay. Yeah, I think it depends on the town. Like, I think Walpole's rate is very low. I think we're in an area that's very low in general. I think we're all kind of following the guidelines here. And just the fact that they've just opened the senior center in Kaiser, that's a lot of caution. Okay, so it's going to be interesting. All right, so we're going to be doing some breathing. I know Terry was talking about this and Charlie was talking about this a little bit before. And, you know, with a mask, it's so difficult. One of the things that I'm hearing from people because I'm asking is, you know, if you're in a mask for a while, it can feel like you can't get enough air, so you start breathing through your mouth. And I think I talked about this last time we were together, that breathing through your mouth does a lot of things to increase the stress level in your body, not just the physical stress on your organs, your lungs, your throat, but also in your autonomic nervous system. It can stress your nervous system. Nose breathing actually helps bring the nervous system down, calm down a little bit, and it's better for your organs as well. So the best that we can possibly do it. We're going to breathe in and out through the nose. And as you issue, you can breathe in through your nose to help with the fluids. And I can't show you what that is, but imagine if you blow out a candle really hotly. You kind of going in that. Okay? Well, let's start with some breathing. So come on up to the front edge of your chair and have no arms on the chairs today, so this is kind of nice. And have your feet right underneath your knees. And then feel your sitting bones on the chair. Make sure your weight is nice and evenly distributed right at the hands rest on the side. And now if you can, get your shoulders so they're right over your hips. Remember that some of us, we need to bring forward a little bit. You don't come back so you can feel your shoulders kind of right over your hips. And then your head right on top of your shoulders. So another posture that we adopt is this posture, chin lifted. That makes breathing a lot harder as you do that. So if you can just kind of push your head so there's like a little water balloon on top of your shoulders, that's going to help facilitate better breathing overall. If it's possible, you can close your eyes and you can open your eyes here. And see if you can just notice your breath. Is it easy or difficult to breathe this morning? Especially if you're in the mouth, doesn't that feel? Breathing in and out through your nose is possible. And by breathing in through your nose and out through your nose. And now begin to deepen your breathing. So as you inhale through your nose, keep your center breath all the way down to the belly. And as you exhale, see if you can pull the breath up from the wings, so pull your middle in for your spinal and before you inhale, soften the belly, relax it, and inhale, breathe into the belly and exhale out. Breathe out and you pull the belly in. We're inviting the breath down deep and down. Begin to belly. And then see if you can lengthen the inhibition of exhalation to the breath. So as we breathe in, not push forward. And the same thing as we breathe out, not push forward. And repeat this breathing and counting. And you might notice that if it was a little difficult to breathe, just a couple of breaths, and feel like you're walking for your stomach breath. And just a chance to balance. So we're simply breathing into the floor and back to the floor. And then take a full breath in and let it out to the side. Keep your eyes gently open. Stretch the body. Keep your arms up over the head. Reach up through your fingers, point them through one side and the other. And breathe in, out, nice and focused with the chin. And then take your arms down into your fingers. And then press the palms away, round through your upper back and your chin to your chest. Breathe in and out into the back of your neck. So right into that space that you're stretching through your shoulder. Does that feel good over here? Yes, then look like all the up and down, you lift your leg, lift your back, and then you exhale, release your palms, you can come all the way down. Yeah, keep all the shoulders going up, back, and up. And then we're going to go right to the leg. So we're going to extend the right leg, have the heel on the floor, and we're just going to squeeze and extend the toes. So now, no pressure in feet. So do the best you can. I can't quite get the extend the toes on normal. And then we'll start to put in flex. Just kind of soften and slow and feel. You can move. And then the right shoulder down toward the right hip. Don't let your left sitting bone come up off the chair. So keep going as far as you can. You might feel a stretch on this side of your body. And then we're going to come all the way up and to the other side. Same thing. Right? So going all the way over. Now let's see if we can do this with the breath. So we inhale as we come up and exhale as we go to one side. Great. Inhale as we come up and exhale. So start with the ear. Don't lean with your body. You want to start with your ear because you want to make this little curve in your spine. Now, if you want to add a little level of difficulty to this, as you go to one side, take the opposite arm up and over. Make sure you keep breathing in and out smoothly. So again, bring the ear to the shoulder first and then lean to the side. So the slower we go, the more benefit we're going to get from this movement. All right. If I just rock from side to side, I'm going to be using momentum and not actually using my muscles in any real constructive way. So breathing in and breathing out. Let's do just a couple more on each side. And notice what you feel in the side of your body. Maybe you haven't done this yet today. Maybe you're one of the folks who do this every morning before you get out of bed. I talk about this all the time, kind of doing this before you get out. Excellent, Brent. Yeah, I can't start my day without a little bit of a stretch. How about one more time on each side, you guys? So bring the ear to the shoulder and over. Great. And last time. So here we go. Last time, last side. Great. And all the way up. Excellent. So let's take a notice the sides of your body. Notice your spine, your shoulders. If you were moving your arms up and down, how that feels on your shoulders, your neck, and your back. And then we're going to take the feet closer together. And we take the right leg and cross it over the left. So if you can't cross knee on top of knee, that's okay. You can cross ankle on top of ankle. So the last little part of this is going to be twisting the spine. So we bent forward and backward. We went from side to side. And now we're going to do a little bit of twisting for the spine. So with the knees crossed or the ankles crossed, we're going to sit up nice and tall. Take your left hand over to your right knee. Take your right arm, sweep it around behind you since we don't have an arm on the chair. See if you can grab the back of the chair. And then we're just going to twist the body over in this right, to this right side. So breathe in, breathe out. Nice, slow, deep breath. And then let go of your chair. We're going to come all the way back around. Take your right hand, bring it to your left knee, your left hand to the chair behind you, and then start your twist on this side. So breathing in, breathing out. Keep your spine nice and tall and lengthened as you do this. In and out with the breath all the way into your belly. We'll do this a couple more times. Next inhale, let's release this, come back to center. And as you exhale, left hand to the right knee, we're going to twist to that right side. Breathing in, we're going to come back to center. Breathing out, we're going to go to the other side. So you notice that the breaths are getting longer, right? Breathing in, we come back to center. Breathing out, we're going to go back to that right side. This is the last time on the right, and then we're going to do one more on the left. Breathing into center and out to that left side. Great. Come back to that center. Okay, we're going to uncross the legs and recross the other way. So now we're going to bring the left on top of the right. I'm going to demo knee on top of knee on this side. Same thing, we're going to be doing that twist, but with a twist, with a little different twist. Take your right hand to your left knee, and then take your left arm out in front of you. Right? As you inhale, take the arm way up overhead, and then circle it behind you and twist at the same time. See if you can rest your arm on the back of the chair. Breathe in, breathe out. And then inhale, come all the way up and all the way back. Okay, let's do that again. Same side. Breathing in, left arm up. Breathing out, we're going to come all the way back to the back of the chair. Breathing in, we're going to come up.
Breathing out, back to center. How about one more time on this side, and then we're going to switch sides. So breathe in, lift, get nice and long, and twist, and breathe out as you come all the way back. Great. Now keep the left hand on the knee. Inhale, right arm up. Exhale, let's twist to the right, and bring the arm to rest on the chair. Breathing in and out. So just coming forward 2 more times, you guys on this side. So we're getting nice and long in the torso, sitting up tall, feeling that twist in the spine, feeling the rib cage move, making sure the breath stays nice and round. Last time, you guys, and then all the way back. Great. Okay, let's uncross the legs. Bring your hands to your thighs, roll your shoulders forward, up, back, and down a couple of times. Okay, so it's been a while since we've done a class where we've come to standing, so I want to revisit. There are 2 ways I like to teach coming up to standing for folks, and some folks like to stand up using a little bit of momentum to get there, especially if your quadriceps muscles, your thigh muscles here aren't as strong as they might be. So we're going to learn that way first. So we're going to pretend we're kind of starting from scratch again. So in order to work with momentum, I'm going to bring the feet a little wider than the hips. And now what we're going to be doing is rocking the body a little bit to kind of launch up. This is especially helpful if you're in a place where what you're sitting on is a little bit lower. Like, I think these chairs are a really good height for most of us. The knee is slightly lower than the hip, and that facilitates getting up. But imagine like a couch, or like a more comfortable chair that's a little bit lower. It can be hard. It can be really hard to overcome that. So this is a method of getting up. I'm going to show it to you, and then we'll do it together. So you guys just kind of relax for a moment, because it takes a little bit. So this is using the momentum of rocking forward and then rocking back. And then when I come forward again, I'm going to slap my thighs and kind of launch myself up to a standing position. So I'm using the energy of momentum, and I'm using the energy and the strength in my arms when I kind of slap my thighs. I'm actually pushing off with my hands. Now, I find that most people can do this fairly comfortably without too much difficulty. So your feet should be a distance. It's really hard to tell. It's going to have to be comfortable for you. And I think maybe the first time that you do this, you'll figure out what's more comfortable. Okay? So have your hands on your thighs. Sit right up near the front edge of the chair. Good. Breathing in, breathing out. We're going to rock forward. We're going to rock back, and then when you come forward this time, slap your thighs and come right up to standing. Excellent. Okay, now to come back down, this is where we can start to build strength in the thighs. Make sure you know where your chair is. Bend your knees, stick your bum out. I like to grab hold of the chair because I know right where it is, and then see how slowly you can sit. Oh boy, we got a group of very strong people here this morning. All right, so we're going to do that one more time, just so you have this as an option, or if you know somebody who's having difficulty getting up, this is a great thing to teach them how to do. There's nothing more disempowering than needing help getting up out of a chair, right? You've got to wait for somebody to help you. Okay, so with your hands on your thighs, breathing in, breathing out, we're going to rock forward, rock back, and as you come forward, slap your thighs and launch yourself all the way up. Excellent. Squeeze those quadriceps muscles so your knees are nice and strong, and then stick your bum out as you bend your knees. Make sure you know where that chair is, and slowly sit down. Excellent. Okay. Any questions about that? Everybody comfortable with that? Okay. It does really work, doesn't it? Yes. Yes. Okay. So since you all aced that so well, we're going to go to the second way of getting up. And it's just a slight mindset shift as well as a physical shift in the body. So most of us, when we think about getting up from a chair, we think about getting up, right? We stand up. That can be really challenging because your knees are out here, your hips are back here. You'd have to be sort of I think of Cirque du Soleil, right? They're able to do that because of how they've conditioned their bodies. Most of us can't do that. We need to lean forward a little bit to get up. So instead of thinking about getting up, what I want you to think about is getting forward. So let's do this one together. So you're going to lean forward. You're going to be right on the front edge of your chair. Okay, we're going to start first with the hands on the thighs because that's a little bit easier. And keep leaning forward. Keep coming forward now. You all can see me, right? Come toward me. Forget about going up. Just lift your backside off the chair and come toward me. And then straighten your knees. Does that make a difference? Yeah, amazing, right? Let's sit back down. So same way, we're going to find that chair, sit slowly. So now, not doing what I just showed you how to do. Let's just compare that. I want you to think about just standing up. Different? Let's try that again. Sit back down. Okay, lean forward. Lean forward. Now, you can have your hands on your thighs or you can reach forward. This is going to use your belly a little bit more, right? So because you can't use your hands, now come off the chair and then come all the way up, right? And then let's sit down. Okay, let's try that again. So this in itself is an exercise. Come forward, reach, reach, reach. Slowly come up, great. And then we're going to sit back down. It's the last time we're going to come up to standing and we're going to stay there, okay? So come forward, reach, reach, reach. Come all the way up. Excellent job, you guys. Let's shake out those legs a little bit. Feels good to be standing. All right, so come around to the back of your chair. And let me see, I think I'm going to bring my chair off to the side a little bit so that you guys can see what I'm doing. So let's start first by lining up the feet. So if you look down, make sure your feet are kind of even. And imagine that you're kind of on skis, right? So you want your feet to be facing forward. You can hold on to your chair or you can hold on with one hand or you can let go completely, whatever is comfortable for you. Okay. First thing to do is notice where the weight is in your feet. How many feel more weight in the front of the feet, like in the balls of the feet and the toes? How many feel it more in the heels? Okay. Now, what about the inside and outside of your feet? Who feels it more on the inside? Okay. And who feels it more on the outside? Okay. Okay. Great. So what I want you to do now is imagine, or picture if you can, on the bottoms of your feet, the big toe ball mound, which is here, the little toe ball mound, which is here, and then the inside of the heel and the outside of the heel, like 4 tires on a car, right? You want to have the weight evenly distributed through those 4 tires so that you don't wear one tire differently than the other. So see if you can press down into those 4 points on the right foot and the 4 points on the left foot. Subtle kind of movement here in the body. Now, strengthen your legs. So tighten those up. Okay, is anybody breathing? Forgot about that, right? Because you're pushing down into your feet, there's like no more room for breathing in there. Okay, so as you're breathing, as you're pushing down, I want you to imagine now that you're standing with 1 foot on a boat and 1 foot on the dock, right? And what you're trying to do is prevent the boat from banging into the dock. So you have to press down and out. You got that? Can you feel all of this kind of happen? Okay, keep breathing. Wonderful. And then relax that. Okay. So press down into the 4 corners on the right, the 4 corners on the left. For most of us, that's going to be a shift back into the heels and out into the outer edges of the feet. We tend to, and I'm really generalizing here, but we tend to collapse into the inside of the feet and come forward. So for most of us, it's an out and back kind of situation. So same boat, same dock. And now instead of keeping the boat from banging into the dock, you're trying to keep the boat and the dock together. So you're trying to not let them come apart at all. So press down and pull in, but don't collapse into the big toe sides of your feet. In other words, don't do this, right? Pressing down and in. Breathe. And then relax that. Whew. Okay. How's that going? Okay. All right. Shake out your legs a little bit. I'm going to make it a little more complicated. Okay, so come back to that boat and dock situation. Press down into all four corners. Okay, so we want exactly 4 inches between the boat and the dock. You don't want more and you don't want less. So if you push out, you're going to create more space. If you pull in, you're going to create less space. So what do we have to do? We have to push out and in equally. Can you get that? Can you press out and in equally? Okay. Okay, let's start from the base. So press into all 4 corners of your feet. Take your hands and rest them here. Press your upper thighs right here into your hands. Yeah? Okay. Now at the same time, you're going to pull the inner thighs together. So you're still pressing out. You get that sense of pressing out and pulling in at the same time. You get that? Well, the feet are the anchor. So the feet are the anchor, right? We're working up here. Yep. Yep. You were thinking you were trying to do that with your feet. Yes. No, the feet need the hips in order to do this work. Yeah. Excellent. All right. So this is a really efficient way to strengthen some muscles. Can you see being able to do this anywhere? Like standing in line somewhere or standing in your kitchen somewhere? So we can get these things done just by changing our focus. Okay. No, you shouldn't be tilting your pelvis. No, you shouldn't be. So what we're doing is we're pressing out and in at the same time. Here's a better way to think about it. Think about lifting up as opposed to doing a pelvic tilt in one direction or the other. You're lifting up straight through the center of your body. Does that make more sense? Okay. That's a different class. we, we'll talk about that offline. Where was I? Okay. Right? I know, Charlie, right? Okay. So standing in this way, again, this is really efficient for building balance, right? So this is part of the reason why we do this, is to start to understand how to create balance. Because if I understand how to engage my legs and my hips in a certain way, it's going to be a whole lot easier for me to stand on one foot. So let's do this. Press down into your feet. Press in and out simultaneously. Right? You got that? You can hold onto your chair if you want. We're going to shift the weight into the right leg. And then we're going to take the left foot up and turn the toes to the floor. So this is the tree pose in yoga. So again, if you're standing behind your chair like so, it just makes it a whole lot easier. I'm standing to the side just so you can see my foot. Okay, so the knee is out to the side. How are we doing? Everybody okay? Trying. Okay. So let's try this. So with your finger or your hand on your chair, see if you can take your toes up off the floor. So kind of press that leg into that foot into the leg, breathing in and breathing out. As soon as you lose your breath, bring your toes back down to the floor. Good. And then let's release that. We'll shake out that standing leg a little bit. Okay. Coming right back to the boat and the dock. Press down. Press out and in simultaneously. Breathe in, breathe out. Little hand or finger maybe on the chair if you'd like. Shift your weight into the left side now. Then come up on the toes of the right foot and turn the knee out to the side. Yep. It's a little challenging, right? It's better on that side. Anybody else notice its difference? Side to side. Let's see if we can come up with the toes, right? You guys are doing great. Excellent. Good looking trees here this morning. Yeah, right. And then we'll bring that foot back down and we'll shake that out. So an option, so it was your non-weight bearing leg that was giving you a little trouble. So If turning the foot out like that is no good, you can bring the foot right into the front. So yeah, so it's the rotation that's going to give you a problem. Yeah, exactly. Does it give you a problem when you're standing on that leg? Okay, okay. All right, so we'll work with that a little bit more. Okay, so what did you notice about your balance? I think Dot kind of brought that up already, but there's a difference on one side and the other, right? Usually we're stronger on one leg and we have more dexterity with the other. So we're going to test that out. Excuse me, we're going to test out the dexterity a little bit now. So holding onto your chair, if that works for you, you're going to press down into the feet. Shift your weight into your left leg. Okay. Take your right leg and you're going to write your first name. So lift that up and write your first name. If you have a really short first name, do it several times. All right? Notice how that feels. Let's do it like 3 times or 4 times. If you were breathing while you were doing it? You weren't. You're holding your breath, right? Because you're trying to figure out how to write your name. Now, because how often have you written your name with your foot? Never. Did you all do cursive? Yes. That's so funny. There's a generational divide. You get to a certain age group and they don't do cursive at all because they were raised on texting. Okay, so let's shift the weight now into the other foot, into the right foot. And now we're going to write the last name with the left leg. Yeah, you got the long last name, right? So there we go, right? So write your last name with your left foot. Notice how easy that is. So use the whole leg, not just the foot. You want to use the right. Right. And you're probably breathing even less on this side because it's the other leg. And put that foot back down. Okay. What did you notice about that? You're not a lefty. Thank God for what? The chair. Yes. Right? Because when you're trying to, just balancing is one thing. Balancing and moving that leg is it takes it to a whole nother level. But that's a great way to start to build some strength in the muscles around your hips, the muscles around your knees, and these really important quadriceps muscles. And I know I talk about the quadriceps a lot, but these aren't the only muscles that are important. I mean, you've got muscles from your glutes all the way around to the front that are really important to keep developed. So from here, I want to do a little bit of stretching too, because we haven't done a whole lot of standing for a while. So I'm just going to turn sideways so you can see what I'm doing. So we're going to stand up fairly close to the chair. And we're going to take the right foot and step your right foot way back. As you step the foot back, come up on your toes. And then bend your front knee as you bring your right heel down to the ground. Come up and step forward. Okay? We're going to do the same thing on the other side. So stand right behind your chair, all the way behind your chair. Hands on your chair. We're going to take the left foot, step it way back onto your toes. Bend your right knee as you bring that heel down toward the floor. It might get all the way down, it might not. And then we're going to come up and step forward. Okay? So let's try that a few more times. Now, first thing to check, are your feet like this? Or are they like you're on skis? I want you to be on skis. Breathe in and out. I'm going to turn just a little bit this way. Breathe in and out. I'm going to take that right foot, step it way back onto your toes. Bend left knee. Bring that heel down to the floor. Breathing in and out. We're coming forward. Left side. So start with the toe floor. Bend the knee. Coming all the way up. Good. One more time. Dynamic kind of movement on each side. And then we're going to hold a little bit. Breathing in and breathing out. Great. Okay. This time we're going to take the right foot back and we're going to stay here. Now bring that heel down toward the floor. Everybody got the heel kind of down. Maybe it's not on the floor, but it's close to the floor. Now, if you're leaning forward like I am, I'm just going to have you slide your chair back a little bit so that you stand up nice and tall. Okay, let's breathe in and breathe out. Keeping the heel on the floor, bend your right knee a little bit. Don't lift your heel, and then straighten your knee. So again, keeping the heel on the floor, bend your knee, and straighten your knee, and breathe. Keep breathing. So we're stretching the lower leg. When we bend the knee, we're stretching a particular muscle that's very deep in the leg. And when we straighten the knee, we're stretching the two muscles on the outside of the leg. Those are the muscles you see when bodybuilders pose. You see those two muscles. Those are the ones we're stretching when we have the knee straight. So we're just bending and then straightening that back knee, not lifting the heel. Great, one more time. Excellent. Everybody doing okay? How's the breathing going? Yeah? Okay, so I'm going to have you lean forward just a little bit. Take your right foot, slide it out another 2 inches. See if you can get your heel down on the floor. Everybody there? Unless you're going out the door, of course, right? Okay, a little bit more of a stretch now. Yeah. So let's do that same thing. Keep your heel on the floor. We're going to bend that back knee just a little bit and then straighten. Don't lift your heel. That's the most important thing, is to keep that heel on the floor. It doesn't matter how deeply you bend that knee. I'm sure I can feel my knee isn't bending very much at all. It's maybe 5 degrees, maybe even if that. So we're just bending and then straightening that back knee. Breathing in and breathing out. Good. Next time you straighten, let's hold here. Everybody still with me? Yeah? Can you slide that foot out another 1/2 inch? Ooh. No, we're not going to do a split. It feels like it, but we're not. Too late for that, Mary says. Okay. All right, so 2 more breaths here. Good. Okay, you guys, now to come out of this, I'm going to have you lean forward. So both hands on your chair. You're going to lean forward, come up on the toes of the back foot, and then slowly step the back foot forward and the forward foot back a little bit. Once again, stand with your hands on your chair. Close your eyes if you can. If you feel dizzy or uncomfortable, keep your eyes open. But what I want you to notice is, does your right leg feel longer than your left leg? For most of us, there's going to be this feeling of like I'm kind of tilted in this direction here. So we've done a lot of this kind of stretching for the legs sitting down, but it's really interesting when you bring it up to a standing position. So let's do the same thing on the other side. I'm just going to switch my chair over in this direction. So once again, stand right behind your chair, have both hands on your chair, stand up nice and close to the chair. And then we're going to take the left foot, step it back right on the toe first, and the foot keeps facing this way. By the way, if you look back and your foot is like that, you want to have the foot facing forward. So come up on the toes and then bend that front knee, bring your heel to the floor, come up, bring that heel to the floor, come up, and now we're going to sink down into that heel and stay there. Okay, so if you can't get your heel on the floor, slide your foot forward a little bit. If this doesn't feel like enough of a stretch for that back leg, slide it out a little bit. Take your chair, pull it back. So you're standing up nice and tall. So we just want to make sure that you're standing up nice and tall. Keeping the heel on the floor, we're going to bend the back knee and then straighten it. And bend and straighten. So your front knee doesn't move. Your front knee stays the same. Your breath moves in and out nice and smoothly and evenly. Great. So again, when we bend that back knee, we're stretching a muscle that's a little deeper in the leg. When we straighten the knee, we're stretching those muscles, those two, they're called gastroc muscles, gastrocnemius. Those are the bodybuilder muscles. Also, as you bend your knee, the deeper muscle, you probably feel it closer to your ankle or closer to your Achilles tendon. Couple more. Good. Okay, and then let's see if we can lean forward a little bit. Slide that back foot out another 2 inches. Just slide it out there, get that heel on the floor. Should be a deeper stretch now. And once again, we're going to bend and then extend that back knee. Bending and extending. Great. Okay. Next time you straighten, hold here. Can you get your back foot out another 1/2 inch? Get that heel on the floor. Try not to angle the foot out to the side. You want to have it straight on. Great. How's that feeling? Great. You guys doing okay? It's so hard to tell with all your masks. All right, so now we're just going to lean forward, both hands on your chair, come up on the toes of your back foot, and then step your back foot forward and your forward foot back till they're nice and even. Holding onto your chair, close your eyes. Breathe in and out. And then notice, yeah, quite a stretch, right? So are you even? That's the first question. Do your legs feel even? Does anybody feel taller? I do. I feel much taller. Yeah. So stretching, so one of the things that happens here in the backs of the legs, most of us, well, I would say probably all the time now, because a lot of us are in running shoes or walking shoes, there is always a little lift in our shoes, right? It might just be like there's exactly a 4 millimeter differential in most shoes, from 4 to 12 millimeters. The more cushiony your shoes, the higher your heel is lifted in the shoe. So if you're in a really well supported, like a big arch support shoe, you probably have a 12 millimeter difference between your toes and your heel, which means as I walk along, right, my body is getting accustomed to a little more height in the heel. So these muscles, they get short and they stay short. They have no reason to lengthen because this is how I walk around all the time. So when we do those kinds of stretches, it can feel like, holy moly, like a tremendous amount of stretch. When we create more space there, we're creating some space in the back of the knee, around the ankle, and into the bottom of the foot as well. So this is a great stretch to do. Anybody a walker? Okay. I can't recommend this highly enough for people who are walkers. You can do it with a chair, or you can do it at a wall. You can kind of come in and do it at a wall. But after a walk, this is a great thing to do. Okay? All right. So let's come right around to the front of the chair. I'm going to get on my tape here. Okay. So have your feet a little wider than your hips. We'll come on back up. Yep. And be right up close to the chair. So we're going to do some strengthening exercises for these quads. Again, I talk about the quadriceps muscles all the time. These are the muscles that keep you able to go up and down stairs, get on and off the chair, in and out of the car. Independence, huge. They keep your hips healthy, right? So my mom had her hip replaced a couple of months ago. This is one of the things I have her doing to strengthen. So she's got to get stronger here. Okay, so you can have your hands on your thighs if you want, or you can have them on your hips. What we're going to do is we're going to bend the knees, bring the bum back. Don't sit down though. Come down as far as you can and then come all the way up. And when you come up, really strengthen those muscles. Breathing in and out. So we're just doing some little taps. Maybe you're tapping the chair. Maybe you're not getting down as far as the chair. That's okay. We're going to do 7 more of these. Wow. That's a lot. I can't see your grimacing faces. This is 5. This is 9. 2. We have numbers all over the board. I really have forgotten now. I'm going to say this is 5. That seems about right. And 6. We got 3 more. 2 more. And last one. Okay, and this time don't come up, just hang there. So we're hanging there for a moment. Breathing in and breathing out. Ladies, we know how to do this, right? Uh-huh. Okay, so can you sit down really, really slowly? Make sure your chair is right there. Oh my gosh, that was awesome, you guys. Lean back a little bit, give these legs a little massage. Just did quite a workout. So, okay. So we just have a few minutes. We're going to finish up here with a little meditation, but I want to just, if there are any questions before we move into that, because we've done some different things here today than we've been able to do in a while. Questions on any of that? Okay. Awesome. Awesome. We didn't do anything really for the upper body today, but I felt like I wanted to take advantage of this, getting a lot more of the lower body stuff done. Yeah, Charlie? Yeah. Okay, excellent. Well, since we're in a limited size group here, I'd like to do more of this kind of stuff with you guys, because we can. So, yeah, so we'll keep doing that. And a lot of us, when I started teaching 17 years ago, there were I'd say maybe 20% of the folks had a knee replacement or hip replacement. Now it's like 80% of folks. Right? So it's really, we have come to that place now where a lot of people are having parts removed. And so keeping strong is important before to kind of fend off that surgery, or if you've had the surgery. Again, doing those exercises. A lot of this is, if you've had these surgeries before and you've been to PT, you'll be like, oh yeah, this seems like what we do in PT. A lot of it kind of overlaps with that. So it's great for balance. Yes, absolutely.